Hello everyone, this is Luke Young with the Sports Gazette, and today we'll be talking to ex-pro footballer Lee Sandford about his career highlights and how he turned his football career into a trading career by starting his own trading business.
Lee today, former footballer and current trader now. First of all, when you started your career as a footballer, you were an apprentice footballer, so did that make you think that football wasn't actually going to be a long-term thing for you because it was just a current as an apprentice and then you went on to actually play professionally?
Yeah, that's right. It started really before that as a schoolboy. You get signed as a schoolboy at 14, and that means you're tied to the club then for 2 years. And then once you get to 14, the club decide whether they want to release you or sign you as an apprentice. And then once you sign as an apprentice, I think in those days I was on like £15 a week, which you're getting paid to play football was brilliant. And then you have 2 years as an apprentice, and then they decide whether they want to sign you as a professional. So long term, that's all you want to do is, once you sign as an apprentice, you just want to make it as a pro then. Yeah.
So when you were growing up as a kid, you wanted to be a footballer?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yes, that was
Who didn't? Everybody know. In those days, it was. You're just playing football, putting your tops down and playing football in the park, and that. And you just, watching TV and watching FA Cup finals, and you want to become a professional football player. So, I started really playing football about the age of 8, 9 for the local team, and so the dream of doing it.
And today, you're, I guess, of course, you still known as a former footballer, but as a trader. Today, if you trade, like your trading business and being a mentor as well.
Yeah.
What got you into being a trader? Was it towards the back end of your footballing career, or was it more like halfway through it?
Yeah.
What period
Great question. When I was playing football, it's just not all about football because it's actually quite boring really at the end of the day. You're training you're a sportsman, you're a professional sportsman, you're playing football. I wanted to get another interest, so I started to look at the stock markets. Friends of mine, not footballers outside of football, were buying stocks and shares. So I was buying stocks and shares as well. I used to do it over the phone in the old days. Now it's a click of a mouse. And I just got really interested in it. And then I'd done my sports science degree as well at Manchester Met. I liked the sports psychology. I wanted to get into sports psychology. But then once I retired at 34, I busted my neck in a game. Broke my disc in my neck. I had a big operation through the front. So I thought, I want to do something else. So I had that sort of feeling that I wanted to get into sort of trading, and I didn't want to work or do anything like that for anybody else. I didn't want to go to work for anybody. I wanted my own independence. And that's where I flew to the US and learned how to trade the markets. And as soon as I retired from football, I started trading.
Yeah. And with your career, obviously you've been involved in promotions, relegations, playoff finals, playoff semi-finals. Obviously it's up and down, a bit like almost trading.
Yeah.
So when you go into trading, a lot of people may switch off straight away because it can be a long-term goal and they might not feel like the success is guaranteed straight away. Exactly. Do you feel like because you had to endure the different highs and lows of your career that you were able to persist to continue to try and strive for the success in trading?
Yeah, because in trading there's no end. It's like, it's not coming to the end of the course and you get a certificate. In trading, it never ends. You can make as much money as you want and you can lose as much money that's in your trading account. So there's loads of ups and downs. It's all mindset and psychology. It's just like professional sport. And there's a thing called chimp paradox. You should read that book, and it's all about having it now. People, human beings want everything right now, and that's the thing with trading. It's a skill, and you've got to learn it. And it takes I'm doing a degree. It takes years to do well at it. And with social media now and access to people out there that say that they can trade the markets, it's attracting people that are expecting to get things right now. And as I said, it's just like any skill, you just got to learn it. And once you know the skill, you just got to apply it.
So obviously every athlete, whoever they are, have setbacks in their career. So I guess there is a correlation between how we overcome the setbacks. Just like in trading, you might make a loss, and then but you how probably you'll because of your career as an athlete, you're able to persist through it because that's how you had to do it as an athlete. You had no choice.
Yeah.
So I guess that may have, I don't know, pushed you on to, you know, try and succeed no matter what. I was just wondering, when you started trading, did you get any instant success, or did you struggle at the start?
Yeah, well, that's the worst thing, getting instant success at the start of trading, because now you think you're the Wolf of Wall Street, and you know you can do it easily. I mean, without success, you know, without failure, you're not going to get successful. You need failure in your life to learn from it, and to try and fight that off and not accept it is you know, you're blind to it. So yeah, you have the down moments, just like in sport. You know, just like, I suppose, in other things like running a family, there's down times, there's negative, but you've got to learn from it and come back. It's not what happens, it's how you react to what has happened to you that makes you better at that skill, really.
In today's world, you said that attention span is so short and everyone wants everything sort of now. When now, because you also sort of mentor others, because you've got like 20 years of experience of trading now, and trying to show others how to improve in their trading skills. Have you found it difficult with sort of today's generation that like the attention span sort of lose interest too quickly?
Yeah, I don't, yes and no. I think it's not just today's generation, it's people, human beings in general. Attention span is less and less these days. You know, there's the phone right there in front of you. People are addicted to their mobile phones, and you know, it's when you start trading, and I'm talking not just the young generation, I'm teaching people that are in their 50s and 60s, you know, they find it difficult because you need to be patient. You know, the trades don't set up every single minute a day. They set up on a chart when they want to, and you have to be patient. And for some people, it's really difficult to be patient. It doesn't matter how old they are. But yeah, it's a great way of life. If you want independence and you want potentially a lot of money, and that money then creates the freedom in your life, then trading is a great thing to go into. But you just got to learn the skill.
A lot of footballers today are investing in NFTs. Obviously, there was less social media when you were playing. Do you think you would have had some criticism when that you didn't go down the coaching route, or as a pundit, obviously you got your sports science coaching degree? Do you think there had been any criticism as there was social media at the time that you decided to become a trader straight after football?
Yeah, there could have well been, you know, going from football and then going to trading. And see, I didn't mentor anybody for a long time. I mean, the first 18 months I lost about 44 grand pounds trading the markets, and that was my apprenticeship. But the thing with me, I had the money to come back, so I could go again. And it took me a good 3 years really to be any good at it. But I didn't have a trading college to teach me. I had to go to the US and learn from a few other individuals. I didn't have an organisation like Trading College to teach me how to do it. So yeah, it was tough, and maybe I would have got some criticism because, you know, I didn't really know the skill, but I wasn't really teaching anybody then. It was only after several years of being successful that then friends started to see the benefits and wanted me to teach them, really.
As we go back to you as a footballer, of course there's going to be adrenaline as a trader when you make your profit as a trade. Could you say like how it felt between the differences of getting a buzz of getting 3 points after an away game or something, comparing it to getting a high profit during your trading?
Yeah, it's a great question. Nobody's ever asked me that question before, and so many people have interviewed me with football and trading. What's the difference? I think at the start of my journey, when I made good money, several £1,000s on a trade, it was a buzz, but now it's just routine because you're managing your losses as well as your profits. I think there's no better buzz, and this is a rarity for me, by the way, scoring a goal in front of like 20,000, 30,000 people. There's no better buzz than that. And, you know, it won't replace making a few grand on trading at all. No. The buzz is at the football, definitely. Football. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, different feelings. Because I guess going with trading can be short term, long term.
Yeah.
Obviously in football, you get your 3 points, and I guess you celebrate that day, and then it's then on to the next bit. Exactly. Bit like trading.
It is, yeah.
Just with your sort of coaching degrees, you were always set on then to be like a sports psychologist, or I know that you're big into the whole psychology, not just in sport, but just in general and continuing to learn. What was the part where you're like, no, I'm not going to be a sports psychologist, because back then there wasn't many sports psychologists at the time, so you'd probably been one of the first. So it was like a market. It was.
You know, you make a decision in your life, and you it's either a good one or a bad one. If you don't make a decision, you'll never know. So, Jesus Christ, I mean, you know, thanks for bringing up all the pain from them days, because I could have seriously got into being the first sports psychologist that played 600 first-class games. And internationally, I probably would have been the first proper sports psychologist that had the football experience. And that is one regret. I was just talking to Philip about, like, you know, maybe I can do my master's degree again, but I think I missed the boat with being a football sports psychologist. But yeah, I would have been the first, I think. I mean, my lecturer at the time said, "Look, you got to do the masters in sports psychology, because you will be the first one in the world to have the qualifications and the playing experience." And I didn't do it. I'd had enough of it. I'd had enough of 4 years at university. It was part-time. And I'm not an academic, and it was really hard work. And computers were a bit different those days. You know, they weren't easy to use, and big regrets. Big regret.
How would you compare the different patterns on a tactic board to the patterns that you look in trading today? You think there's anything in that potentially that you sort of study? Because I know that you love you sort of have like almost healthy obsession with the sort of patterns of charts. Yeah.
Pictures. I'm a picture guy. I'm not, audio. I'm not a writer. I wrote my book, and that was painful. You know, I got somebody to help me with that. But the videos and like pictures and visual stuff, it's like I just see things. I'm just very, very. I think I'm very strong in that area. But tactically, I don't know. Like, you know, maybe. It's good that there's so much data around football now, isn't there? In the old days, we didn't have, I say old days, I mean 2004 when I retired, there wasn't as much data. That was sort of coming in now with computers and stuff, but yeah, I love all the data.
Yeah, I guess you went from like patterns of play on the pitch to patterns on the chart. Just like finally, 2 questions left. Was you quite passionate about footballers, where they go after they finish their career? Obviously, not everyone can be a pundit. It's a crowded market. Not everyone can be a coach. Not everyone wants to be a coach. What would be like your advice for footballers who are coming towards the end of their footballing career at any sort of level? Yeah.
Well, I'd go back earlier than that. They got to prepare for. I was told to prepare for career after football. You're a long time retired. You know, you play football. If you're lucky, you get to 30. I was lucky. I got 34, and then you got to what? Till you're 18 to do something else. You know, if you haven't got enough money, you need to prepare for it. And I did all my coaching bad years. I got ready. I did my sports science and coaching, and I just got to the end of it, and I was just bored with football. I just wanted to do something else. But I would say to them, you know, just get. They've got loads of money already. You know, most of them have. The lower leagues haven't. And I would say just find something you want to do and have a passion for it, and educate yourself, really. Yeah. You know, it's so easy these days.
Pro sort of campaign to support footballers when they come towards their end of their careers, and I guess higher up, you can probably make a name for yourself. When it comes to your trading business, did your name as a footballer hold any weight to sort of help mentor students?
Grow the business.
Yeah, grow the business. Did your name, or did you feel your name wasn't big enough in your football career, or because it's 20 years ago, it wasn't still relevant?
Well, if you think about it, this is a financial industry, okay, and you've got people with suits and ties on in the city, and you know they're teaching people how to trade. And then you've got somebody comes along in a tracksuit, starts teaching people how to trade. I got so much stick because I was a good trader by that time. I was trading well and teaching people, you know, how to do it. And so I got loads of stick, but it just wore off a duck's back. It really was. The more stick I was getting from, I remember a few individuals that were in the city that realised that my business was growing and theirs wasn't. And I was just honest with everybody. You know, why would you learn to trade from somebody who works for a bank and's got millions and millions and millions of pounds in their trading account when you can learn from somebody who's actually done it and grown their trading account themselves, you see. So it was a different level, and it's great. I loved it. The more successful you come in life, the more stick you get, and I loved it. As we grew and grew and grew, got more stick, and now we're just so established, and yeah, I love it. It's great, and we've got a nice big business, plenty of people working for me. It's wouldn't have it any other way. It's great.
Just finally, obviously, trading is your passion today, and obviously mentoring to sort of show the skills that you've learned over the last 20 years and to help others sort of trade with their passion. Do you still have love for football, or do you think the love for football's slightly gone since your playing days?
It went when I retired for about 2 years, and then it came back. Yeah, because I'd been playing football since like 10, 12, 8 I started, then when I got into professional clubs at 10, 11, 12, then signed schoolboy forms. By the time I got to 34, I just wanted to do something else. So 2 years, I was bored of it, then I got the passion back. And now, I'm buying businesses, I'm running other businesses. It's not just the trading, I'm just growing in other areas. I'm acquiring other businesses in physiotherapy, and it's just other things are happening. It's brilliant. I came out of school with an O-level in pottery. So it doesn't matter, does it? You just got to learn, keep on growing, and do what you want and find the passion.
Thanks for watching our video, and thanks to Lee for coming and talk to us. If you want to find out more and read our articles, you go to sportsgazette.com, and we'll see you on the next one.